Hi everybody, and welcome to Module 5, Lesson 27. We are working on our math worksheet for today. This one is a division by 7. So it has you practicing counting by 7s on the top. Remember, with division, you start out with the whole number. Then when you start out with the whole number, you're going to divide it into a certain number of groups. And then they want to know how many groups there are, or how many there are in each group. You can also think of it as this number times this number when you're looking at the division problem. So if you know it 7 times something will get you 14. So feel free, practice those on your own. If you need any of the division songs, let me know. They're also in my 3rd grade classroom. So division by 7. Good review. So use the pictures to model equivalent fractions. Fill in the blanks and answer the questions. So we're using the pictures to model equivalent fractions. Remember I talked about this? 2 tape diagrams lined up exactly the way, exactly the same size, exactly the same length. So you're using the exact same fraction, or the exact same shape in this case. So it says fill in the blanks to answer the question. So this one, they did this one in halves, and this one is in 1, 2, 3 fourths. So they divided 1 into halves and 1 into fourths. It says 1/2 is equal to blank fourths. So here's your fourths. So here's my half, and if you want to color on these pages, if you have them, feel free. If you don't have them, that's okay. There's 1, and then there's 2. So 1/2 is equivalent to how many fourths? Well, here's my 1/2. How many fourths do I have? I have 1, 2. So it's equivalent to 2 fourths. So 1/2 equals 2 fourths. They're writing it with the words, but they're also writing it as the fraction too. So it's just a reminder of how to do your units for fractions. I'm going to hop onto this side. This side is dividing it into, oops, I don't know if you can see me. Let's scooch this back a little bit. There we go. 1, 2, 3. So the first one is in thirds. So if you want to write the fraction over here, the unit fraction, feel free. I did 1/3. That's divided into thirds, I should say. This one's divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one's divided into 6. I can come down in here and read that, but guess what? What I'm going to do is make sure that I know how to divide my fractions and how to read fractions. So it says 1/3 is equal to blank 6. So I'm going to color in 1/3. I'm going to come down here, cut it off right there, and I'm going to color in this one because I want to make them equal or equivalent. So I colored in 1/3. How many boxes did I color in to make it equivalent? 1, 2. Sorry. Excuse me, my ground drink. So 1/3 is equal to blank 6. How many boxes did I color in into the 6s? 1, 2. 2 6s. 1/3 is equal to 2 6ths. You got kind of 6ths. All right, I'm gonna pop back over here and move it up a little bit so you can see. So 3. This is 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're dividing it into thirds again. And then this box is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ninths. Now, if you think at this point you know what you're doing and you want to try it for yourself, pause the video, work on ahead, and then you can watch it to the end to see if your answers are correct. If not, keep right on working with me. So 2/3 is equal to blank 9ths. So I'm going to start out with my thirds. I'm going to not color in 1 this time. I need 2/3. So I'm going to color in 2 boxes. So I have 1, 2/3. I'm going to kind of draw my line right here. That's how far over I have to go to make it equivalent. So now I'm going to color in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I colored in 6 boxes to make it equivalent to 2/3. So I colored in 2/3 is equivalent to 6 ninths. Because this is 9 pieces, 6 of them are colored in. 2/3 is the same as saying 6 ninths. I'm going to pop over here to number 4. The top one is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're dealing with fourths over here. If you want to write the fraction, feel free. If you feel like you don't need to, that's okay. This one down here is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is divided into eighths. So we have fourths and eighths. This time I'm doing 2/4. I'm going to color in 1, 2. Draw my line because that's where I ended. It's kind of messy. And I'm going to color in my eighths. So I'm going to color in 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, and guess what? 2/4 is the same as saying 4/8. 2/4 is the same as 4/8. So if you're feeling more comfortable and want to try 5 and 6 on your own, feel free. I'm going to keep right on working through them. So I've got halves versus thirds. Oh, that doesn't mean, I don't think that's supposed to be thirds. That's kind of weird. Let's do this first. So we know this is our halves. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is actually sixths. I don't know why it says thirds, but it should be sixths. Sixths. So I'm going to change that. Unless, let me do it this way. Let's try it in thirds. Let's be brave. Let's try something crazy today. So let's do thirds. I'm going to make it a little darker. So this would be a third. Oh, that's not fat enough. Let's do fat. There we go. Makes it. All right. So they divided into 6, but it's asking us about thirds. So I divided this into thirds. So that doesn't make any sense at all, because then it would be, well, let's do it this way. 1/2 is what they want us to shade in. So I'm going to shade in a half. Here's my half. Da, 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 da. There's a half. It wants us to see how much 1/2 is equal to. So if we're talking about thirds, we can't do thirds because we have 1/3 would be here. And the next one would be divided in half. So we can't do it in thirds. We have to do it like I thought, but that's okay. I took a chance, tried it out. So I'm going to come back down here. This is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is divided into sixths. Oops, I'm going to spell that out. So I'm going to sixth. Because you can't divide it into third. It's not going to go equally. All right, so I'm going to color in 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6. So 1/2 is equal to 3 sixths. 1/2 is equal to 3/6. If you got stuck on that one, there's a reason. It's mislabeled, and that's okay. I figured it out, but I had to do a little work, and that sometimes is part of our problem. So we got to put a little effort into figuring things out. Don't be afraid to get it wrong. I mess up all the time. All right, we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, we're doing fifths. We haven't done that yet. We have fifths compared to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 tenths. That's a new one for this page. Fifths, how many fifths are equivalent to tenths? So we're going to do 3 fifths. We're going to do 1 fifth, 2 fifths, 3 fifths. I'm going to draw a line right down here so you know where I'm at. And then I'm going to count as I color to make it equivalent to fifths, but we're going to count our tenths. 1 tenth, 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths, 5 tenths, 6 tenths. So we have 6 tenths. Oh, I did that wrong. This is the word or the unit form. 6 tenths. 3 fifths is equal to 6 tenths. 3/5 is equal to 6/10. That actually was less complicated than that one. So I'm going to stay right where I'm at. Here we go. And so, all right, we're going to fight with my board. 3 students shared 2 granola bars. They notice the first bar is cut into 3 equal slices, and the second is cut into 6 equal slices. How can the 6 students share the bars equally without cutting any of the pieces? So these are going to be our granola bars. So here we go. 3 students share 2 granola bars. They notice the first bar is cut into 3 equal slices. So I'm going to divide this into thirds. 1, 2, 3. That looks pretty even. I did pretty good on that one. The second is cut into 6 equal slices. So I'm going to cut this one into 6. So we have thirds and we have sixths. How can the 6 students share the bars equally without being cut? So we have 6 kids and we're trying to divide it up. So we know that this one would be the same as saying, well, I'm going to change my colors. It might be a little easier to see here. The hard part with this one is they didn't give you enough room to kind of write about your answer and stuff here too. So this would be one person's bar. I'm actually going to erase that and fix that a little bit. So this is where we're going to use equivalent fractions. A lot of times when we do these problems, you're like, oh, where do I start? If we've been doing equivalent fractions all along, you're going to continue on with your equivalent fractions. So if this is one piece, for one person gets that piece. Oh, I want the big fat red. All right, so you want one person's getting that piece. So down here, we're going to do this piece plus that piece. That would be the same amount of granola bar. So that's your second person getting that piece. So I'm going to hop over to my other side, like a rabbit today, hippity hop. If someone's going to get this piece, that's 3 people getting a piece now. They have to have the same amount as this person. So they're going to get 2 of the granola bar. So number 4 person's getting 2 of the bottom granola bar because that's the same amount. Up here, this is going to be your number 5 person. Down here is going to get your number 6 person. So if you're getting a third of the report, if there's 6 people, one person gets a piece of this, and then each person left over gets 2 pieces of this. So everyone has the equal amount. A lot of stuff with fractions has to do with dividing things equally and making sure they're equivalent, and equivalent means equal. So I hope you enjoyed today's lesson on equivalent fractions, and I hope you had a lot of fun.